When you're working with multiple clients, you're running your own business, and just trying to keep up with daily life, keeping track of everything can feel like a whole lot. How I stay on top of things has shifted over time and is always evolving, but I wanted to share what I've currently landed on in case it's helpful for you. When I first started working with clients, helping the behind the scenes portions of their businesses run smoothly, I relied mainly on their task and project management systems, whichever tool they were already using. But I realized pretty quickly that I needed to see everything all in one place. My clients' work, my own business work, all of those tasks needed to be together, which makes sense. You can't fully assess what you've got going on if you can't see it all. My first iteration of this was in Google Sheets. It was pretty basic. I had a few tabs. The main one was for client tasks with due date, the client, the task, the status, priority level, and any relevant notes. And then I set up conditional formatting so that anything due today or earlier would show up as green so I could easily see the things that needed attention. I had another tab for paused tasks, a tab for my own business tasks, a tab for tasks that were going to be done like way down the road and I didn't want them cluttering up the main task list. And the last tab was an overview of all of the projects and their status for each client. It worked okay. It was kind of clunky. I really needed a calendar view beyond like my Google Calendar, and I wanted a more natural way to connect tasks to projects and clients. I am a longtime Notion user. I go back and forth on just how much I use it. I found it really helpful when I was a professor, but had gotten away from it since I left that role. So I thought I'd bring it back into my life. It's not perfect, but it works for my brain right now, so I'm going with it. So let me hop into that workspace right now and show you what it looks like. All right, so here we are in my Notion workspace and what it looks like now. At the top, I've got this little call out box here with all of the databases that I'm working with. I have some toggle list here to add new things quickly, just on the main page. I've got space for tasks that I'm waiting on. Any tasks without dates. And then down here, the weekly view, which is where I spend most of my time. And then a toggle at the bottom with an overview of all of my active projects, both client work and my own business. All right, so let me walk through what it looks like to add a new client and show how all those pieces connect together. And I've primarily been working with clients long-term, so I don't have like a quick way to add a new client on the main space here, just because it's not really useful for my needs. Also, just want to say that this is like a mock-up of my dashboard. I obviously don't have all of my client info in here and whatnot, so just in case you were wondering. All right, so I have a business areas database that has pages for each of my clients, for myself, for potential clients, for project-based clients, and for Etsy. So when I bring in a new client, I would add a new page for them here. And the client page is just basically like their info sheet. So it has all their client info, their business name, their client name, website, phone number, any other contact info, plus like anything logistical that is helpful to have easy access to. And this is all just for me, but having it all in one spot means that I'm not hunting around emails or files when I need something. And I also like to give each client, let me add new client here. I like to give them an emoji, which then shows up across any tasks or projects that are connected to this client, so I can easily glance at my task list and know which client belongs to something without having to like read the full thing. So at the bottom of their info sheet, I add in any projects that I know I'll be working on, which obviously are going to be a work in progress. So I can always go back into either this page or the projects database that I have later and add in any new ones that come up. And then these projects are automatically connected to this particular client. And then just like up here, I would give this new project, let's add a new project. I would give this new project the same emoji, just as a quick visual reminder. And then I can fill out, and we can see here that it's connected to client 4, and we can fill out any project details. So like, what's the purpose of the project and any relevant information that might be helpful to have. I can set the status. I can set a due date. I can set a priority level. I can type out like immediate next steps. I can give it a tag if that's helpful. I like to tag things with the year that I'm working on it so that I can see like, oh, these are the project I worked on in 2026 or 2025. If there's any files, I could connect them here or add them below. And then if I already have tasks that I know I'm going to do on this project, I can add them here on this project page and then drag them down into the task list. And if we open this up, we can connect it first to the life area because it won't automatically be connected to the client, but it will automatically be connected to the project. You can see here, project 1, client 4. I can add a year task or year tag, set a priority level if that's helpful, set the status, the due date. Let's go back to that project page. And then I've got a little progress bar too that counts the tasks and how many you've completed. So we've got our task there. We've got a calendar view here. So if we have like events or days you're doing certain tasks, that'll show up here. And then if there are any notes or resources, I can add them here and they'll be connected to this particular project. Give it the same emoji. And it's connected to project 1 and we could connect it to client 4. All right, let's go back. So yeah, the resources and notes section, just things that are helpful for this particular project, I would save there so that I have them all in one place. So after this initial setup with a client, I'm mostly just working through that main dashboard page and looking at what's going on this particular week, looking through things that I'm waiting on, things that don't have dates. At the end of a week, I can go through and look at what I completed this week. And like I mentioned before, when a new project comes up, I'll just go back into this projects database and I add it from there. So you can see everything here. We can see it in the table view. With this weekly task view, I check it to see what I need to do for the day. I add new tasks as they come in. I update things as they're completed. And I keep these tasks pretty simple. It's really just like a way to see, all right, here are the, 5 things I need to do on this day across all of my work. Or, I have 2 things this day and nothing that day. If I need more detail on a specific task, I would go into my client system where they keep all the information. This is more just like for my benefit and seeing everything in one spot. I think I mentioned this before, but for anything that I'm waiting on, I'll check this regularly to see if I need to check in with someone about something. Any tasks that don't have dates yet, I'll go in and say like, all right, should I fit this in this week? Is it a good week to do this? And yeah, that's it. Between this and my Google Calendar, they're both things that I know I will actually look at each day. And it's one place where I can see, tasks, projects, clients, resources. And it connects everything without me having to, hold it all in my head and remember things. If you want to try something similar, I do have a Notion template in the description that's linked. It's a general task management version, not specific to client work, but the structure is the same. And if you're an academic entrepreneur and you're curious about working together, that information is down there too.